Hello, I'm C.conger. I'm a professional land surveyor in Colorado. I'm also the secretary and a board of director for the Central Colorado Professional Surveyors. My problem to be solved that I think I can use action research with is to bring the surveying education back into the Denver metro area. The Denver area colleges have lost their program several years ago. In 2017, Colorado reintroduced the surveying curriculum into the Western Colorado Community College, which is a part of the Mesa State University. Um, so, what goals do I wish to accomplish by doing this? I, I want to discover what trials the Western Colorado Community College had went through in order to prepare during 2017 for how they were going to introduce this curriculum into Mesa State University's Western Colorado Community College. I'd like to find an understanding as far as who I need to talk to in order to do that, whether it be, the city, the county, or the state, or any other pertinent people that may matter to that issue. The most important goal I look to accomplish is to develop a curriculum that uses the online class format. And even, we can, if the community colleges are satellite, we can also do in-person classes, but we want to offer online classes that gets help from professional surveyors that are in their area that will be proctors for their labs and also offer equipment for their labs. Who will need to be involved? Obviously, the Central Colorado Professional Surveyors, the CCPS, and our parent organization, the Professional Land Surveyors of Colorado. In 2017, the PLSC put up $250,000 to get this program started due to lack of education that we currently had. And it seems now matters have gotten worse. So other people that need to be involved are the city and county of Denver, Jefferson, other surrounding counties of Denver that have community colleges or universities that would be willing to offer us a satellite facility that we could offer this program. The third is potential volunteers of professional surveyors that would be willing to offer their time um, to be proctors or mentors in this program and also offer some of their equipment for the labs. And then the fourth is obviously the schools of interest. What schools would be willing to take us in on this matter and give us the opportunity to provide education to people that need it. Um, what obstacles do you foresee and how do you plan to circumvent them? Well, for one, we'd need to get all of the board approval, the CCPS, surrounding chapters, and ultimately the PLSC. This has been an ongoing issue. I've talked to several big players in both organizations, all organizations. How did they think about bringing education back now that rules have changed for getting your licensure? And it's been hit or miss. Some people think, yeah, we need to do that. Other people realize the situation and say, we don't have the funding, there's not enough interest, and blah, blah, blah. So I think in order to circumvent that, I would need to find a way to sway votes or encourage people that this is an important matter. And I think coming up, I can explain so. Another obstacle would be funding. And I think we could circumvent this by using charity events. We've already done golf tournaments and cookouts, and we've had donations at the time. And, obviously the golf tournament requires a buy-in. And then we sell mulligans and things like that we also put in to the fundraising pot. So instead of offering somebody a big prize for winning the tournament, we could offer them a small prize and then use the rest of that money for the fundraising events. We could also do silent auctions, things like that. The third item on the third obstacle is finding the school's approval. I think to circumvent that, we would need to have a finalized action research plan put together and then offer them a master presentation of that. So we can say, hey, these are the things that we're looking at. These are the things that are giving us problems. We have a huge gap, between young surveyors and old surveyors. And if you offer this program, this could really help, you know, fulfill that need. So, what solution do I propose for implementing? Well, presenting to the board the importance of the issue. And so I haven't gotten into it this far yet, but the importance of the issue, the reason why education has been so stagnant in Denver and why we are not doing it is a mystery, because there are so many different items here that need education. For one, we have a limited access to education. There's only one real school in Colorado that offers it, and then there's several satellite schools that offer the online course curriculum, but they don't have it structured to where this is viable to get credit to obtaining your college degree in this area. The second problem that I would like to present to just show the board this is why it's important is the fact that the rules have changed. So in the past year, the rules have changed. In order for you to be able to take your test to get licensure, you need 4 years of education and like 5 years of experience. And before, you could supplement that with 4 more years of experience, or if you had a bunch of education, you didn't need the experience. Or if you were just a legacy member, your dad was a surveyor and you worked for him from you were 10 to 20, then you have 10 years of experience, and it's under a licensed surveyor, so that counted. And now all of that stuff has just kind of went out, and they require you to have 4 years of experience, 4 years of education. That's the base package for getting your license. Now, if you have certain education and certain experience, then it can, be a little bit of an implement or an adjusted situation for you. But for the most part, 4 years experience, 4 years education, and we're not even offering education in the Denver metro area. And the third reason is that public land surveyors in Colorado are at an all-time low. The average surveyor is like 60 years old. The average young surveyor is 27. So there's a huge gap between 60 and 30. And that is only being encouraged by having these rules. So if we do not have more recruits, we are not going to have professional land surveyors. And then the rules are going to change to where a non-professional land surveyor could probably make decisions if they were competent enough based on this and that. We don't want that, because trust me, if you're not a professional, even if you are a professional, it's still, I can't believe you do what you do type of thing. For funding, charities is what we had talked about. I think that's a viable explanation. To get surveyors involved, I'd like to send out a questionnaire for a consensus on their position on whether they support education, resources, or their professional involvement with the program. And hopefully, we could create scholarships that would be pertinent to the Denver metro area for people trying to join the surveying program. We already offer scholarships for high school students that are really good in trigonometry. We call it TrigStar, and we give them, thousands of dollars to move on to their college. But it's their college of their choice, their program of their choice. It's not even survey related. It just happens to be trigonometry, which is what our work is based around. So I think we could do better with our scholarships and offer them to people inside Colorado that join our program, that pay a portion of the tuition, and we pay the rest, and that keeps them involved and keeps them pushing into the next final semester to where they can eventually get their license. And that should increase the count of professional surveyors and also the attendance in the education program. How do I plan to measure the effectiveness? Well, first, I'm going to lay out my finalized plan, and I'm going to check those boxes throughout the way. Next, I'm going to follow up with those executed plans and make sure that they are in motion. Then I'm going to see if those final results are in agreement with the Denver metro area colleges that we have sponsored, in line with our curriculum, what they have in their curriculum, and who it might serve as far as land surveyors, engineers, architects, geologists, and so forth. Then I would put together a master report for the board members of all the chapters and the PLSC to say, this is our progress. This is what we need to do. We really need help in these areas. Um, basically putting together a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats analysis and presenting that to them and then getting feedback on how we need to proceed from there to make us a stronger, viable educational organization. And then finally, I would report everything to all of the surveyors at the annual Rocky Mountain Surveyors Summit, which is our annual conference basically. And anybody who's anybody goes. It's a big deal. And all of the members that would be privy to this or have access to this would be those people that join that conference. So then I would be able to present to them, this is our educational situation. This is what we've been trying to do, and this is what we continue to do. And I think that would give everybody a very welcome and continuing response to figuring out a way how we can sustain having education in the Denver metro area if we can get it there. So, anyways, thank you very much. I hope you have a good week and stay warm out there.